Actual surface area thing, then we need 5 surfaces. Remember, if you're getting the surface area of any of those surfaces, you can only multiply 2 things together. Don't make the mistake of multiplying any more than 2 things. So the bottom of the pool is definitely going to be 25 times 12.5. That's going to be the bottom of the pool for the surface area. The side of the pool is probably the hardest thing, but we'll look at the ends of the pool. This is, let's say, my deep end. I was saying the other day, it's going to be 12.5 times 1.8-ish. Now, if you went down to the pool today, you may have noticed that there are some discrepancies there. For instance, there's a different length, maybe. 12.5 is the water length, and 1.8 is the water depth, not the tile depth. So you can adjust that if you want. This one then is going to be 12.5 times 1.25-ish. Even this distance, 25, is an ish distance. It's the distance I gave you, so you can adjust that. If you feel like it's longer or shorter, you can adjust it. And same for 12.5 on the width. Now, so you would do this calculation, this all separately, and then add these answers together to get the total surface area. The side of the pool has this interesting shape, something like this. I'm going to make it a little bit larger here, just so we can talk about it. So you can take my word for it on the measurements if you want, or you can, if you've done some other measurements, that's fine. We say that this is 25 meters long in total. That I would split it up into this shape, maybe, is a good idea. This really large shape is the same as, it's like the shallow end just continued the whole way down. So whatever you have for this shallow end, 1.25 times this 25 would give, once again, an approximate surface area of this bit. Now we have a problem down here. If this is 1.8 or so, what's this bit? I think a few of you figured out that that's around 0.55, this length here, meters. What's this length? Well, I gave that to you, that's 7. So this would be 7 times 0.55 or so, with a little asterisk. And then this one is the tricky bit, but we do know its length is 6 and its width is 0.55. So if we just imagine there was a full rectangle and do 6 times 0.55 and half my answer, divide that answer by 2, whatever way you want, divide it by 2, because a triangle will be half that rectangle. Now you add up all those together, and of course there's 2 sides that are the same as this, so you have to, whatever answer you get on this side, you double it for the other side. Now those of us who thought about it a little bit more may have some slightly different measurements here and may increase the area a little bit. Remember that the second thing in the task is get the surface area that needs to be tiled. You need the surface area that needs to be tiled. So that's replacing all those blue tiles down there with new tiles. So what's that surface area? And then you figure out how many tiles you think it is. So there's 2 questions there. So this should help with the surface area that needs to be tiled. And this is where you start thinking about, what am I going to subtract? Because I do not need to tile over the lights. I do not need to tile over the lane lines where they go in. They do not have a tile on them. So what you need to subtract, that'll be the difference